Look, there's a couple things I want to get straight right now. I accept curves. You're watching the Blackie Fitzpatrick show. Happy Mother's Day. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi live from Vienna. Blackie Fitzpatrick. Sunlight goes down every day. That's when Lydia starts to play. She has a lot of ways to hide. Someone will help her to decide. The dance is on, she's having a parade. Music's playing, brothers start to fade. Why can't this night have an end? Seems like she could really use a friend. Days as the sunrise, days as the night goes by. She will never back down. It's too late. Days as the sunrise, days as the night goes by. She will never back down. It's too late. It's too late. Trash down, the road begins to spin. Looks like tonight she cannot win. Rolling eyes, she flies and almost dies. Realize and never begin to cry. Days as the sunrise, days as the night goes by. She will never back down. It's too late. Days as the sunrise, days as the night goes by. She will never back down. It's too late. It's too late. Attention, with your discount by a mosquito. She won't give up, she won't back down. Mosquitoes flying all around. The taxi driver smiles and says, "Get in." He thinks her home is not the end. Sometimes we all gotta take a stand. Stuck in the middle, never see the clear. Days as the sunrise, days as the night goes by. She won't never back down. It's too late. Days as the sunrise, days as the night goes by. She won't never back down. It's too late. 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 You're watching the Black Fitzpatrick Show, the King of Lo-Fi. That much is true. It is now 2107. Let's check this out. Look, I just finished watching Dark Side of Harley Girl and Elf. Great show. I thought to myself, should I tell everybody I'm going on live next? And I thought to myself, nah. If you found me, you found me. Oh, the Walrus still isn't here, so that's why I'm doing a show. Normally, I don't do shows on Sunday, but I love being a warm-up act for Harley. And now I'm going to be the after-show clown party with peanuts. What do I call this part? I don't even know what. No, Happy Mother's Day. The Black and Fitzpatrick Show is about acceptance. Reality check. Time, look. Time, look. Time is subjective. Just ask a clockmaker. I got proof already in the pudding. Ask a clockmaker about time. See what they say. Could you please explain to me, sir, what is time? Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, years, decades, look, centuries, look, millennials, look. I'm in the music business for a reason. Actually, I don't like the word business. I'm into music for, I'm going to say it in different words. I'm into music for a reason. I found a friend. I like music. Music likes me. This is my life. I could have been a fireman. I think I did that in a previous life, to be honest with you. Or I did that one. Look. This is called my startup, by the way. I'm on train of thought. When, here's a word I love. Opportunity. Decision. Great words. Opportunity. One door closes, one door opens. Maybe. If one is an optimist. You get a door closed on you, try to find the next one. It's open. As long as you're breathing, there's always an open door. Otherwise, you drown. People drown in their sorrows. Look, I've been there. I'm not casting blame. I ain't no judge. Boo-hoo, it's only raining on me. That's a great opportunity to be connected with every single soul. I'm not even talking about people who are living now, with everything. Oh, that's a hard pill to swallow. How can one be connected to everything? Click. Cheers from Vienna. How can one be the nice guy and be strict? I think that's the definition of macho. To be one with everything and be strict. Does that make me look macho? You're watching the Black and Fitzpatrick Show, the King of Lo-Fi, live from the Black and Fitzpatrick Library Studio, and situated here in the 10th District of Vienna, Austria. Yes, I was born in Framingham, Massachusetts. For anybody new to my show, I'm looking at a picture of an eighth note and a bunch of German words. The show is, how rude of me, the show is sponsored by Sigmund Freud. And if the show, if this computer melts down, it's going to be sponsored by my mother. And I'll go onto Facebook. I am also live on Alec Whittier on my Facebook channel. Yeah, I know the joke. But Blakey, I hate Facebook. Whatever. I have to have 1,000 followers before I can use the Samsung Galaxy J7 device thingamajiggy. That's what they told me. Or maybe there's some trick around it. I don't know. My brother looks like he has some ideas. Something about a YouTube gaming or something. I don't look. Do I look like I'm lazy? Black Respect show is about acceptance. Press thumbs up before you leave. That's me pretending not to accept, right? No, it's a Don Rickles joke. We had a great show earlier. Rick was on. We were talking about our favorite comedians. He had a. I think we got to like number 3 and number 4. And so we mentioned off about 6, 7, or 8 different comedians, and that was fun. I don't know if anybody's going to come back from my previous show, but if you're back, welcome back. I can't see the chat. Okay? Don't talk to me. You're interrupting my startup. That's Don Rickles' joke. Keep up. That's a Don Rickles joke. When I was younger, I thought I was funny. Then I realized I wasn't. Then I became a drummer. I still thought I was funny. And then I realized I wasn't. Then I became a guitar player. Then I got serious. No fun and games when you're, look, learning how to play the guitar, no fun and games. A lot of work. The show is PG-13. There's only 2 rules, right? To join my chat. Just be cool, and please try to not swear in English. No, excuse me, in American English from the Northeastern corridor. You can swear in California, I don't care. You can swear in Brighton, England, I don't care. You can swear in Greek. You can swear in whatever language you pick, I don't care. My mother gave me a challenge. She says, Blakey, Blakey, I know you love challenges, and I do. That's why I'm an international world traveler. She said, drink out of a pint glass. I'm like, Mom, you're trying to get me. This is like, look. Clink. Cheers from Vienna. I don't know when my computer's going to shut down, and I don't know when the Walrus is coming home, but I'm having fun with you guys. Now, Harley Girl and Elle. Oh, look, I like watching their show, actually. That was great. And they do stuff that I don't do. That's why I like it. But Harley Girl said my name once. I'm famous. I'm making a half joke. Hi, Harley. Hi, Elle. I don't think you girls watch my show. You might be lurkers. No, they're winding down from doing their own show and all that stuff. This is a pretend scratch. Actually, that's not a scratch. What is this called? Pretend wipe? What is that? Anyways, pretend. Never Neverland. Look. Disneyland, Disney World. Look. Fantasy. Fantasizing. Look. The Black Respect show was always about acceptance. The people who come to my show sometimes press thumbs up. That was a joke. I know it wasn't funny. It wasn't meant to be funny. The people who come to my show usually go, I'll say it in German. I was going to say a swear word. They say, Gott sei Dank, I don't have to watch CNN. Oh, happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. Look, what is today's date? The 12th of the 5th month, 2019. It's now 2117 here in Vienna, Austria. Which means if Elena didn't fall asleep, it is now 2217 in Moscow. Elena, if you're watching, I don't know, I can't read the chat right now. If you're watching, maybe you'll watch it tomorrow. I'm still working on it. Okay, let's see what happens. If you're new watching my show, please do not be afraid of the blue wrenches. They're my friends. Okay, I let 2 moles in. But they're my friends, my internet friends, which means it's not e-verified. I've been teaching my daughter about this stuff. It's like, if you make a friend on the internet, that's where you got to watch yourself. Look, if you make a friend at the playground, you got to watch yourself. You always have to watch yourself when you're making a friend at a bar. I know I met the walrus at a bar, and I'm still watching myself. I've been with her for over 4 years. That's where you got to watch yourself. Look, some people talk about the opposite of lucidity. That's something I never said before. What is the opposite of lucidity? It's called a script. Is this show scripted? Vienna, live chat, rock, music, entertainment, comedy, alternative, acceptance, rock and roll. Okay, it's partially scripted. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. The show you're watching might make you fall asleep, which is good news. You don't have to take a sleeping pill. Just watch me. I promise I will not brainwash you, except to be optimistic. Okay, yeah, I am a brainwasher. That's when my 3 ex-wives left me. They're like, Blakey, why are you trying to make me happy? I want to be miserable. That's actually partially true. I'm like, huh? Let's just smoke a cigarette and have a drink and have a good time. No, we're not doing that anymore. Huh? That's the way you were when I met you. Men do not change. I had a great conversation yesterday with Tina on my Facebook show, which I might go to if this one dies and Isabel doesn't come home. And but I'm not going to go outside because it's raining. It's still, look, we're in the middle of like this thing, low pressure system and stuff. I just came back from Burger King at the beginning of Harley's show, and I got wet. It was raining, but it didn't. It didn't gloom my mood. I was just happy that I had food. Praise the Lord, hallelujah. I'm not a Christian. No, I'm not religious. I'm a Christian. Look. By the way, when I do that, it's a setup joke. I voted once, but I never voted again. That much is true. Clink, cheers from Vienna. People ask me all the time, they say, Blakey, how do you have so much energy to do your show? And I would tell them, I don't drink coffee. And then they go, whoa. Can you imagine me if I actually drank coffee? Or Red Bull? Or Earl Grey? The walrus likes that stuff. Can you imagine if I did that stuff? No, she doesn't like coffee, but she likes the caffeine and taurine. I'm more of like, I like depressants. I don't need stimulants. Look, I'm drinking depressants right now, right? That's officially they call beer a depressant. Do I need the opposite? A stimuli? I think that's plural. My lights are going like crazy over here. Maybe it's a sign. Could be. Maybe that's God telling me the walrus is coming home. Maybe you should just make a short show. Look, this is my second show today. I post-produced what I did yesterday. No, I talked with Tina Titso. I know it's a funny name, but it's Greek. And Tina Titso was a girl that I met in school. And it looks like she dated every single guy in my first rock group except for me. and the saxophone player, but I don't know, maybe she dated him too. No, I'm making capture. I had a girlfriend when I was in my rock. Look, it's rule number one. If you have a rock and roll group, you have a girlfriend. I'm making half jokes. No, but Tina was very fruitful. If anybody missed it, yeah, go to my Facebook channel, Alec Whittier, the page you're watching on Facebook. And at the end, I got sleepy, but I was very lucid. And Tina was also sleepy. And but we had a great conversation, and she learned a lot. I learned a lot, and I haven't really talked to her in person since I was a teenager. We chat sometimes, and she's one of the good girls, and she's hanging around in Florida right now. And she used to live. She went through two hurricanes in the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's a great story. Her son died 2 years ago because a drunk driver hit him. That's funny. He died at 18. And she's coming to terms with a lot of different stuff. This is a lesson, not just for Tina. It's a lesson for everybody. If you're breathing, keep walking. It's a gift. No, when I produced the show, post-produced the show, she said sometimes she gets angry with God. At the end, we came to the conclusion that what I always talk about, acceptance, determinism, moments. I love everybody who's watching my show, right? A meteorite could hit the 10th district right now and blow me to smithereens. Oh well. And if anybody's watching from my family, if I get blown to smithereens, at least I said I love you. Happy Mother's Day. An opportunity is a moment. Clink. Cheers from Vienna. In any given moment, the possibilities of a conclusion of a moment is in the, I don't know, infinity? What do I know? God only knows. The Beach Boys. Is everything written? Maybe. Is everything pre-planned? I don't know. Maybe. Me doing a show was planned. I wrote this show live from Vienna. Look, I'm going to play some music and then I'll turn on the chat. Right now, I'm still looking at a picture of an eighth note and a bunch of German words. Oh, my lights are really flickering. Oh, Isabella's coming home. I know it. Okay, at least I got a little tiny show in after Harley Girl. Oh, I enjoyed watching that show. That was nice. I don't know. The walrus might come home and say, Blakey, let's do a cooking show. Maybe. It's funny, when I was talking on my show earlier and I was talking to Rick, he's known as the Lion King. he mentioned George Carlin, and I'm going to stick with this theme for today. It's not really a Mother's Day theme; it's just a theme for every day. And George Carlin had this funny joke. This is what I was watching Harley Girl. She was talking about. She says, "I got all this stuff." Anybody who knows George Carlin knows I don't have to say any more words. I was talking with JB the other day, but gear, that's a musician terminology for, guitar amps and whatever, guitars, everything, the gear that you need to do a professional rock and roll show. Stuff, gear. I'll take it a step further. Ex-wives. Or ex-husbands. Look, I'm trying to be as PC as possible. Stuff, gear, ex-wives, ex-husbands, people who have passed away, memories. It's all memory. I used to have this really great 1971 Gibson SG made in the USA, like a real one. Oh no, I don't have it anymore. It's just gear. Once again, the show is sponsored by Sigmund Freud. Holding on to memories. It's very romantic, actually. I have a memory. I want to hold on to it. I want to touch it like a guitar, right? That's all. Oh, I can't touch the guitar anymore, so now I have a memory. It's a good memory because I liked it. Or it's a bad memory because I can't believe I can't touch it. Belief systems. Hold on a second. If I have a belief system, that means I'm in charge of my own life. I'm the king of my own life. How's that possible? When I have all the stuff around me telling me that I'm not in charge of my own life. I must conform to confusion. Incorrect. The delusion. I haven't used that word. The delusion. Look, think about the word to dilute, okay? Look, this is 5.2% alcohol, and it's diluted with a bunch of water, good water. That's delusion. Good. At least I know what it is. I mean, I believe the label. They could be lying to me. That was a good Austrian beer. I don't think it's poison. Look. How far can I take this one? Delusion, confusion. Okay. They're kind of similar, right? At least they have the same endings. Dilute means put something in it. Confuse, Confucius says, is also putting something in something. Look, I'm not a scientist. unless you count music as a science. No, it's an art form. I'm not a scientist. I don't like needles. Now, talking with Tina yesterday. Oh, that was so great. She really opened up, and I like shows where people tell the truth and they talk about stuff that's really sometimes difficult to talk about. And she was great. And I'm sure she's going to show. I don't know. Maybe you'll show up. Hi, Tina, if you're here. Oh, wow. Really, that was a good flicker. We do have thunderstorms in the area, so. But, or the light from IKEA is breaking. Doesn't matter anyway. I look better in the dark. Signs. Look, am I a clairvoyant? No. Only part time. I'm not a full time clairvoyant. Only part time. I'm as bad as Whoopi Goldberg in the movie Ghost. Here's a story I don't think I told. I saw the movie Ghost. I liked it, actually. This is not a political show, so don't even talk to me about Whoopi Goldberg's policies and of bashing our president. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a movie I saw when I was a kid. And Patrick Swayze, look, I'm not even talking about him. And Girlface, whatever her name was. I like the guy, the scary guy in the subway. That was a pretty cool character. I like that character. Sometimes things turn on. Indiana Jones, if you're watching, hi. I don't know. I'm still looking at a picture of the Eighth Note. But the character, Joan and I, we talk about white noise. This is a pretend scratch. That means I'm formulating a sentence. When things turn on, they turn on. We call it white noise. Call it, I don't know, what's the opposite of white noise? Black noise? Never even heard that one before. Black noise matters. I never heard that one. But white noise, here's clutter. That's a good word. Clutter. Clutter, talking about stuff. It's the same subject matter, right? So it's okay. I've got distraction. That's a good word. So, I got all this stuff going on here, right? I'm distracted. White noise. Listening to the waves crashing on the beach. Listening to children in a playground. And they're all 2 years old and they're screaming their heads off. That's fun. I think people just call that noise, but for me, it's all music. Whether it's the waves, the children, and airplanes landing in Vienna, fire trucks, helicopters, police cars, people driving trucks and motorcycles. Look, it's all music to me. I'm an analyzer. I like to listen to sound. I'm a terrible reader. That's why I'm an author. I write books. Well, one is published, but the other ones are in my head constantly. like the music. And I'm just looking for like, an opportunity to share my soul. I never ask God for money. I ask God for music and for travel. You're watching the Black Fitzpatrick Show, the King of Lo-Fi, live here in Vienna. And look, I'll be honest with you. I thought I had some other stuff. How come I can't find it? Doesn't matter. Okay, to make sure this is loud. I'm gonna play some music and turn the chat on. See if there's anybody here. Okay, I think that's as loud as it gets. I play this song a lot, so I'll play it again. I'll try to find the other one. I got a bunch of other music my brother sent to me, but for some reason I can't find it. But hey, and once again, if my computer turns off, I mean, when the show dies, try to find me on Facebook under Alec Whittier. You're watching the Black Fitzpatrick Show, the King of Lo-Fi. I want you to smile at least 3 times. If you're not smiling, please go to a different channel. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
Pablo Picasso, how are you doing? All my friends think you're great. You're impeccable, you're the genius. Why don't I? There's a man sitting across the way, staring at me. What do you see? What are you looking at? Just tell me. I want to know. Hakuna Matata. Take it easy. You're my friend, so relax. Take it easy. Hakuna Matata. I saw Madonna on a seesaw, playing with 3 children, and you knew it looked alright. Why do I think I see reality? And all those times that I thought to myself, you are not yourself, you're just an image. Was it true? Hakuna Matata. Take it easy. You're among friends, so relax. Take it easy. Hakuna Matata. You are among friends. Hakuna Matata. So relax. Take it easy, the Hakuna Matata. Yeah. Hakuna Matata. Yeah. Take it easy. You're among friends, so relax.
edition of Black Fit Status Show, the king of lo-fi. That song is called Hakuna Matata. You're welcome, Love My Drone. I'm sure there was some confusion because I actually never heard your name before. But everybody who is cool, please, and thank you, Kim. I wrote that song a long, long time ago about my travels in Kenya. Hakuna Matata. Oh, it's funny because I actually wrote that song before the Lion King movie came out. And my parents told me that I should sue Elton John. Thanks, Joan. I wrote that song before, like 2 years before. I wrote it about being afraid in Africa. This is when I was an atheist. You know, the scariest thing, look, when you're a Christian, you don't have to be scared, right? Because Jesus is always going to be there. When you're an atheist, you got a lot to be afraid of. You got to watch yourself crossing the street. No, thanks, guys. No, Love My Drone. Look, I'm going to call you Love now. Love, you're part of the show, okay? Just because you have a wrench doesn't mean anything. It means you got into my thing. My head mod is Indiana Jones. Make sure you don't piss her off. The show is PG-13. And be cool. It's very easy. You can talk about politics. I don't vote. You can talk about religion. I'm not religious. I'm a Christian. Look, my show is like really, really simple. Look, sometimes I have like 1 million people watching. Sometimes I have a small, intimate crowd. And you guys are great, though. We got Kim. We got Indiana Jones. We got Love. Look, here's the deal. And I think I saw somebody's other name earlier. Who's on top? Looks like he's gone. And we had a Tan showed up. Look, I don't advertise this show. I thought about it. Should I like plug it on Harley Girl Show? And I was like, I don't really care. I just want to use my voice. People find me when they find me. I did not go to business school. That much is true. My dad did. My dad would be telling me, dude, man, you got to sell yourself more. Okay, buy my book. I tried that last year. It didn't work. Even Amazon agreed. I'm a terrible salesman. So that I used to sell for like, what was it, $17.95 or something, and now they've dropped it down to $4. So go to Blackie Fitzpatrick on Amazon.com and you can buy my book. It's an autobiography about myself. Basically, half the stuff that I'm talking about on my show, whenever I tell stories about whatever, Brazil or Haiti, they're just stories from my book. And they're true stories and stuff that I lived. When I was younger, I used to keep a journal. And I don't know why I did that, but I guess it was because I was a writer. And so I wrote everything down. I drew pictures of what I could see over the firewalls of Haiti, Port-au-Prince. There's nothing better than being in the middle of a coup d'etat. Kim says he's off to chores. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to stay on as long as the walrus isn't here. Because I like doing this stuff. And if I can get my numbers up to 10, I might even sing again. Whoa. Now that's a pint glass. Well, my mother says it's classier if I drink it out of this. I don't like the foamy part, though. Look, here's my part where I have to try to be clever. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And number one, I have a smile on my face. Look, my dog's a Vin Moonbots. He watches my shows all the time. Right? He has like, look, he's a multitasker, like most of my people. And every time that he sees me smile, he sends me I get messages on this phone thing, right? And Vinny Bombats is going, "You just smiled. You just smiled." He says, "You just smiled. It could be contagious." And sharing smiles. This is a pretend scratch. Sharing smiles is Love says he doesn't like the phone stuff either. Luckily, it went down already. No, in the US and A, everybody loves they want to have like the whatever, what the phone thing. Hello to all my lurkers. For anybody who's new, do not be afraid by just ask love. Don't be afraid of the blue wrenches. All you got to do is two rules: be cool and PG-13. And I'll turn you into part of the Blackie Fitzpatrick family. You're watching the Blackie Fitzpatrick show on the Alec Whittier channel on YouTube right now. If this show stops in a millisecond, I will turn on my mother's new thing that she sent to me, and we'll go on to Facebook. Unless the walrus comes home and says, "Goosh." Goosh is German for shut up. Look, I'm not your German teacher. I'm just telling you the way it is. I also have a flickering light. That's kind of funny, actually. I think that means that she's watching me. Joan, what does flickering lights mean? And don't tell me I need to change the light bulb. It's made in China from IKEA, and it's like flickering for me. I don't know. Could be the lightning storm. uh, Love, I could take the joke from many directions, but my show is PG-13, so I'm gonna keep it at that. I don't know, Joan. This is what I'm saying. Joan comes in. She says it could be. It's doing it again. She says it could be a spirit sign. Last night I had a thunder and lightning storm. That was fun, and I could see the flickering from outside, or the power is going up. I know that's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't want to be too spiritual. It could be a sign. It also could be. No, it's not even. Look, I can't even show you it's like this weird jive thing from. I think it's from IKEA, and sometimes it works great, and sometimes it doesn't. So, but trust me, I ask all of my ex-wives. I look better in the dark. They were all conservative. No, it's not a screw-in light bulb. It's just like one of these weird jive things. It's like an LED light. Right? It's a plug-in. It's not a screw-in. It'd be fun. I have a backup light over here anyway. This is a pretend scratch. And I could also, I've done the show in the dark. I've done the show when I was sleeping. I love doing this show. And also, that's what I'm talking about, Joan. Flickering lights. No, it's totally flickering right now. Something's happening. I'm not trying to sound hocus pocus or anything, but it's weird because I've had this light for years, and it works great all the time, and then sometimes jive happens. Right now, there's jive. I know you know the word jive. Right now, there's jive. It's like doing weird stuff. It's like distracting me a little bit, and it's telling me something, and it could be a sign that somebody has passed. Correct. Joan, did you see my show on Facebook yesterday? I was talking with Tina. She's terminally ill with cancer. She's 51 years old. That's fun, isn't it? I can't remember. I post-produced the show. I think you were on it. And Tina, I hope you join my show on here. Yeah. No, you saw the show. Yeah. No, she's terminally ill at the age of 51. I grew up with this girl. She was a groupie. of my group, and I spent a lot of time with her. And I never kissed her. I'm starting to have regrets now. And this girl is we talked a lot about acceptance last night. Her son died at the age of 18, 2 years ago. Then she went through 2 hurricanes in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And then she came back to Florida and they said, you've got cancer. You got 2 years. Now she's 51. And she's like, you know what, Alec? And okay, I was drinking my wine, maybe a little bit too fast, but and she was drinking her vodka, and she was like, I'm going to go out with a smile on my face. I don't care. And Tina's one of the good girls, actually. I remember her. She was always around. She was either dating my bass player or dating my guitar player. 2 guitar players and 1 bass player. She was always around. I had a girlfriend, so I never really. But she was. As I post-produced my show, she was like, "I remember carrying your drums for you," and I was like, "Oh, that's right." She was like my roadie. She was a groupie. She was a roadie. She was part of my musical family when I was a kid. Yes, she's getting treatment. Yes. But when I watched this post-produce the show today, she said, "Alec," she called me Alec, but she said, Blakey. It was so cool to hang around with you and your groups, because I played with 3 different groups, and she was part of all of them, and the radio station that I had, and I gave the radio station to one of the guys that I played when I moved to Boston. I gave the radio station. I don't know. Like, I'm not, at the risk of repeating myself. It's a good story because I didn't know. I asked her. I said, "What happened to the radio station?" I gave it to Ray Putnam, and she says, "I married Ray." And I was like, "What?" She had kids with Ray, and Ray. Hi, Ray. If you're no, he's on my Facebook. He's on YouTube. It's a pretend scratch. I'm trying to figure out how to tell this story. I gave it to Ray. He played a guitar. I was in a group with him for about 1 year. And when I left Western Massachusetts to go to Boston, I was like, I can't have this. I can't take the radio station with me. So I gave it to Ray. And it looks like Tina and Ray hooked up. They're all from my small village from Western Massachusetts, right just outside of Springfield, Massachusetts, for anybody who's interested in the maps. Wilbraham. And I ran a radio station there for a while, and I got it from somebody else, my sister's friend. And then I got it. And then when I left, I was like, who wants a radio station? And Ray was like, I'll take it. And then they ran the radio station until the FCC came in and busted them. They got caught. I never got caught. I got lucky. There's a long story behind that one, but I can't. I don't think I have enough time for that one. Oh, good. I'm glad Bobby's still hanging on. Now, chemo is hardcore. So is pills. Tina looks like she's just on the vodka. Everybody has to make their own decisions about how you want to say bye-bye. Clink. Cheers from Vienna. Time is now. Some people call it pirate radio. Some people call it underground radio. My bandwidth was 108.3. If anybody knows anything about radio, you're only allowed to go to 107.9. But if you go to 108.3, the FCC can't figure out who you are. but in the old days, we used to, if you could turn your radio far, 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 I think to the left actually, and you could pick us up. We were on the last FM. It was a mono show. It wasn't stereo. It was mono. We never did commercials. We tried not to swear. That's why I'm pretty good at doing this thing. I know how to like do PG-13 trick and all that stuff. No, we were on the fringe, big time. We were popular though. I started this job when I was 14 years old. It was a good gig, actually. Thank you, Jill, my sister. Thank you, Jill, for giving me this job. And I got a job as a DJ. My name was Al Rush. Look, I'm wearing a Rush earring. And my name's Alec. And so they said, you have to come up with a name. And I was like, And so I came up with Al Rush. And that was my show. I did it every Wednesday, 3 hours, 7 until 10 o'clock at night. Everybody in my high school watched it, listened to it, excuse me, including my teachers. They were like, dude, man, is that you on the radio? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. When I was 14. I did that until I was 17. So 14, 15, 16, 17, that's 4 years. And then when I left, when I left Boston, I was like, okay, what do I do with this transmitter and antenna? So I gave it to Ray Putnam, and then Tina and I connected last night. It was great, actually. I probably should turn on Facebook anyway before Isabel comes on. Good question. Love says, how many watts? Here's what I can tell you. I was located in Wilbraham, Massachusetts, and I could reach Connecticut, and all the way up to I could reach Worcester. I'll be honest with you, I'm not really an expert at the watt stuff, but as an educated guess, I want to say 50. But we had a range of 3 million people could listen to it, and we used to do phone calls and all that stuff. And the phones was ringing like crazy, dude. Every time I did a 3-hour show, it was all a request show. So people could say Led Zeppelin, or they could say Madonna, or they could say The Clash, or they could say Culture Club. They could say whatever they wanted to. I think it was 50. I'm not really I don't know. You'd have to ask the guy I didn't make it. There was another guy who made it. He went to the school, University of Connecticut. He went to UConn, and he studied all this stuff. And they told him, we're going to teach you how to make a transmitter and how radio works, but you're not allowed to do it. And he was like, ah. And then he went home into his parents' basement and made a radio show. And then my sister hooked up with him. No, not in that way. They used to car share to go to University of Massachusetts in Amherst. And he said he wanted to have some young kids from the high school, and that was me. And my sister came up to me and she was like, Blackie, you like music, don't you? And I was like, yeah. She says, I know a guy who has a radio station, underground radio station, or pirate. Do you want to be part of it? And I was like, huh? I was 14. I was like, huh? And then I said yes. And then my mom used to drive me all the time. Hi, Mom, if you're watching. Hold on a second. I have a message here. Big fan. Hold on a second. A big fan is like, hold on a second, like bigger than an airplane fan? I'm not sure what this means. Shout out Arthur Sid. Okay, I just shouted it out. I'm not sure what that means. But no, we had an antenna. We put the antenna on the roof, and no, we had a good reach actually. No, cheers. No, look, this is what God gave me. Clink. No, a radio guy as a teenager. I was also the non-talkie guy. I was a DJ anyway, and so I was a record collector. Look, I didn't drink and smoke when I was a kid. Every time, and I always worked. Every time I made money, I bought records, and I used to do dances and all that. So I was the guy who played the records and all that stuff. And I'm a DJ. Sorry. Joan, are you still here? The first good question. The first album that I ever bought, Joan, do your work. The first album that I ever bought, I'll be honest with you, Rush, Moving Pictures. The first album I ever got, it was a Christmas present, and it was called Rock 80. And it had like Gary Newman, Blondie, The Knack, and a bunch of other cool groups. And but the first album I really, really bought was Rush, Moving Pictures. I'm a huge Rush fan. Look, my show is even sponsored by Rush and Sigmund Freud. Who do you know that has a Rush Zippo? Okay, you got Dark Side of the Moon, a great album. No, John, when I don't understand things, I'm trying to do a show here and stuff. When I don't understand things, I need you to do your mod stuff. No, it is very cool. It's a present. One of my fans on my show, his name is Sigmund Freud, and he sent it to me also with this Rush earring. I didn't buy this junk. I actually like it, though. It's pretty cool. And the lighter, this costs like $60. So my fans are sending me stuff, and I think that's cool. And it's all part of doing my show. I know right now I have a small intimate crowd, but that's okay. Usually I don't come on Sundays. But who knows? The numbers may go up. Press thumbs up before you leave. I have a lot of lurkers. Hi, my ex-wife. No, the first album that I got, oh, that was so great. I mean, I grew up with records, and my mother was totally into Elton John and Billy Joel, Spiral Gyra. And I grew up listening to a lot of different types of music and stuff. Thank you, Joan. No, look. There's one constant in my life. It's always been music. Period. Full stop. What else? Look, what am I looking for in my life? People have to make decisions to go, hey. No, I look. The first song I ever learned on guitar was Day Tripper from the Beatles, so I'm a huge Beatles fan as well. And I like all their stuff. The early stuff and the last record they made is also super, super great. The Beatles were... I try not to study the Beatles too much because if I do, then I don't want to turn into a Beatles guy. Maybe I should try to play a song. No, I can't. I have to play music that I wrote, but there's a guy that I worked with in Boston, and he was a huge Beatles fan. And when I lived in London, everybody was like, they're all Beatles fans. And I studied a little bit um, about the Beatles, and then after a while, I realized that if I study all of the, look, this is what they do in Berkeley School of Music. Okay, if you study the Beatles, you understand everything about music. And part of me wants to be naive. Part of me wants to be a kid, a little boy. In this life, I still want to discover things. I'm an analyst, so if I analyze the Beatles, I will figure out everything. And I don't want to do that. That's why I write music. No, thanks, Joan. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I gotta play a song. I have to play music that I wrote or co-wrote, or I have to sing a Sinatra song. I think I did it already. The Blackie Fitzpatrick Show is about smiles. Please, no anger. Smiles. Okay, now I remember. Good. I'm going to play some music so I can get my drink on. You're watching the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. It's now 2209 here in Central European time, Vienna, Austria. This song is a song that I wrote, co-wrote. I mean, co-produced. I mean, engineered. I mean, wrote the drums and bass. I mean, I'll put the link in for anybody who wants to watch the video. The video is actually kind of cool, actually. So I'm going to copy and paste it. And you're watching the King of Lo-Fi, Lucinda Seeger.
Making love on a winter's day, holding you in a quiet way. Pictures of love inside my heart, sketches of love in the dark. The power of love untold inside my soul, there's no I'm falling in love, I'm falling in love with you again. It's a funny thing. I'm falling in love, I'm falling in love with you again. It's a funny thing. Can I land in a silent place, hearing words you never say, the message I hold on to inside my soul, there's no I'm falling in love, I'm falling in love with you again. It's a funny thing. I'm falling in love, I'm falling in love with you again.
You're watching the Life Respect Show, the King of Lo-Fi. That was Lucinda Seeger. Yeah, it was my pleasure to work with her. The story I'd like to tell, and I've said it before, but when she came into I had a small studio in Notting Hill, London, and we did the pre-production and writing and all that stuff, and arrangement. And I remember the moment where my second wife came up the stairs with my stepdaughter, and I told my second wife, I was like, I'm gonna do a session today, and she was like, oh yeah, whatever. I gotta do some shopping. I gotta pick up the kid. I said, that's fine. And then they showed up, and when they showed up, she was singing that song, and we had live piano, and I was doing the drums and the bass on the computer, but and Reed was playing the piano stuff, and she was singing, and she was with she had her bodyguard, her husband, and the room was full. It was packed full of people, and they opened the door up, and they were like, "What? What did you bring into this house?" And I was like, "Am I in trouble?" And they said, "She sounds like an angel." And Lucinda was very, very polite, and she said, "Thank." She bowed her head, and she said, "Thank you." And she knows she has the voice of God, and she does. I got lucky. I was lucky to work with her. God put her on my path for some reason, and it's nice to be able to take a normal apartment, or in England they call it a flat, but to take a normal space, and when an angel comes into the space, wow, it turns a simple flat or an apartment, it turns it into heaven's gates have opened. Yeah, I'm always in trouble. Yeah, I know. Correct. No, that's a true statement, John. This is a pretend scratch. I'm trying to figure out if I should follow up on that joke. No comment. No, but when Lucinda was singing, I remember thinking to myself, because I was like the guy pushing the buttons and stuff, and recording and making this. I made a demo, and then they went into a real studio, and I thought to myself, she's good. She's really good. She's from Scotland, and she's probably about actually, Joan. She's probably about your age. And but I did that recording. How old was I? I did that recording about 18 years ago. And if you watch the video, no, I was 30 something when I did it. And if you watch the video, you can see that I have nothing to do with the video, but they try to like white out her face and stuff because she was over 50. and or touching 50, and she was worried about that part. And I was like, who cares? This song is great. I think it doesn't have that many views. How many views does it have? Like 2,000 or something? 2,800 views. That's not too bad. For underground stuff, speaking of pirate radio, that's not bad, actually. I'll take it. Look, I think what I'm going to do right now is you guys are great. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to kill this show on YouTube, and I'm going to go on to Facebook with my mom's phone, and I'm going to see if I can find some more people. Maybe I'll sing Sinatra again on that one. So, love, if you become friends with me on Facebook, and if you don't like Facebook, then you can't watch my show on Facebook. But I'm gonna switch channels, switch gears. I'm gonna move forward, not backtrack. I'm gonna go to another dimension before this light dies. It could be a sign. I have no idea what's going on. No, I like this song. I can't remember the name of the group. No, I post-produced a show today, and what was it called? Something like New Something or whatever. And nice to meet you too, love. And it feels weird when I call you love because I think you're a guy. I hope you're a girl. Otherwise, I'm going to call you drones. Look, I'm macho. No, but I'm going to kill this stream, and I'm going to open up a new one on my Facebook. So once again, a lot of people say, Blakey, I hate Facebook. Well, if I don't care about Facebook. If you like me, then here's the deal. Okay, good. I'll call you Ed. That sounds better. Because if I call a guy Love, I get look. I'm trying to pretend to be funny. Yeah, exactly. That was the name. Yes, Spirit Duo. No, it was cool stuff. To be honest with you, and this is a compliment. It reminded me when I listened to it today. It reminded me of Fleetwood Mac, and that's a compliment. Trust me. I love Fleetwood Mac, and so no, that was that was really cool stuff. I actually enjoyed it, and that was great. Okay. I'm gonna say bye bye to you guys. Hold on a second. Maybe I'll just start up the show here if I can remember how to do it. Nope, I can't. Nope. No, I saw Fleetwood Mac live in the '80s, and Stevie Nicks is super awesome. She's one of my favorite female singers. She's definitely in my top 5. I'll say it that way. Okay, how do I do this thing? I'll do it with you guys. Dark mode? That doesn't help me. How do we do a show? No, it doesn't work. There's always these buttons to press and stuff. This is a brand new phone. I never had a phone before in my life, I'll be honest with you. The smartphone or whatever they call this stuff, Samsung. I never had this stuff before. Okay. Me. Messenger code. What in the heck are they talking about? Yeah, I know it's a computer in my hand, but I don't know how to make it work yet. This is like totally brand new. Hold your camera up to a messenger code. What are they talking about? Plus, I don't even know how to hold it because there's buttons everywhere. The only place where there's no buttons is in the middle. Otherwise, there's buttons everywhere. I thought it was this place. No, I'm on a learning curve. Look, I'm not afraid to make fun of myself because I love myself. I'm comfortable in my own skin. No, it doesn't work. How do I do this? I know I did it yesterday. There's like some weird button I'm supposed to press. All contacts. That's not the page I wanted. Okay, maybe I'm not going to do a show on YouTube. I mean, Facebook. No, I thought it was a camera button. Oh, let me try this one. Nope, that didn't work either. I know I'm over 50, and I don't know how to make one of these things work, but I will. Give me a couple of months. I'm going to be expert at this stuff. To go live, what button should I press? I'm on a Samsung Galaxy J7. What button do I press? Love my drones. I have to say the full name now. It makes me sound more macho. Joan, you're fine. I know. I have to set stuff up. Yes, I have. No, I'm on my Facebook page. Drone. I'm calling you Drone now. Being macho. Look, all I want to do is finish this beer and like open up a bottle of wine. And but I did it yesterday. How come I can't do it today? If I press the camera button yesterday, hold on a second. Oh, no, it doesn't work either. Tap to type. What in heck fire does that mean? Ask a question. No. Look, I'm totally learning this stuff here. No, I'm on Facebook, as far as I know. No, it says I'm on Facebook. They ask me all these weird questions and stuff. I know it's brand new, so. Tap to type. What in heck fire does that mean? I'm on Facebook. Maybe I have to kill everything. How do I kill everything? That doesn't work either. Okay, I'm back on Facebook. I tried to kill it, and now I'm on Facebook, and it says nothing to do with me. It shows a bunch of ads. What's this? I don't want to watch that. No, that doesn't help me either. They're telling me I should do all these things. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, I type in Facebook and they show me this stuff, which is a bunch of ads. Now how do I get out of this thing? I'm supposed to swipe. Okay, I think I'm getting closer now. This is the thing I'm not used to is swiping. I don't see anything that says create post. Okay. No, that didn't work. I know I did it one time. It was like really easy. I was like, oh, that's cool. Now I can't remember how I did it. Now they're showing me a bunch of stuff I don't want to look at. Add to story. Edit profile, activity log, more. Let's try more. You're telling me I should go to create post. I don't see that. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Okay, now.
Look, they're just showing me ads all the
You
time.
have to feel it and try to guess. What?
They're just showing me junk that I don't need. One day I'm going to figure this out. Now I go back to the junk again.
What do you like? Okay, now.
Let's try to get popular, huh?
You have to feel it and try to guess what you're feeling, right? I'm going to put it in there right now. Right now. Now try to feel it. You can't look. Is it a hat?
I didn't ask for
Do
this.
you know whose hat that is?
Okay, I think I'm close to it. Okay, I found it. Boy, they don't make it easy for you, do they? Oh, now I have to swipe. Okay. I got the live button now. Thank you, drone. How long did that take? 5 minutes? I found it. All I have to do is press the blue button now. It says start live video. One day I'll figure this out. Doesn't have to be today, but I got this far. You're watching the Black Fitzpatrick Show. I'm going to say bye-bye for now. You guys have been great. Hello to everybody who watches me tomorrow and all that stuff. I am now going on to Facebook Live. So please join me. Even if you hate Facebook, just sign up only for me. Not for my ego. Do it for your own ego. You guys have been great. Ciao for now. Bye. That was super awesome. Ciao, ciao, ciao.